Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
My 28F boyfriend, 30M, won't let me see his phone when acting suspicious. For a while now, he seemed to be flirting with his coworker from work. I told Home to tone it down a bit, but he doesn't think there's any harm on flirting. I noticed he was being very secretive when texting, and when I tried to find out, he wouldn't give me the phone. When I pressed further, he responded by breaking his phone and blaming me for making him do it. How do I find out what's on his phone? You don't need the phone. You already know he's cheating because he'd rather break his phone than let you see it. Leave his ass. I don't think the content of the phone matters at this point. His attitude says it all. Holy red flag. Why put up with this? He's proven himself unworthy. Kick him to the curb. My dear, he literally broke his phone. Whether he cheated or not, that shows he's a very unstable person at best. No matter how angry I get, I don't break things because I know how to control my anger. Help me make sense of my ex after a 30-year marriage and divorce. I was married for 30 years the month our divorce was final. My ex-husband cheated on me many times and I always forgave him. We have 4 children together. He no longer has or wants a relationship with the kids. They are all adults. He came home one day and said he had been unhappy a long time and left the state that day. No kidding. For many years, he had told me during arguments he thought I was unattractive because of weight gain, and the fact I had gray hair. He called me a fat, gray-haired old lady in a tone of utter disrespect. As I had low self-esteem and felt unable to leave, I took it. After he left, one of the kids found out on social media he had already proposed to another woman, and was living in her home with her and her children. It was not surprising, but also, he hid it. I retained an attorney and pursued a divorce. Although some loose ends are still being worked through legally, we are divorced. Divorce when your ex has left the state sucks, by the way. I have a new job I love. I have a rental home that's nice. I went to therapy for almost 2 years to help myself deal. I have come a long way. When I saw pictures of them together on social media, I felt very bad. His new girlfriend was thin and blonde. I was overweight and gray-haired. She was physically his perfect woman. Pictures of him hugging her tiny waist really bummed me out. I deleted social media and decided I had to take care of myself. I have lost over 60 pounds and feel good. I decided to get my hair done in a salon and look more polished and feel better about myself. A few days ago, one of my kids sent me photos of my ex and his GF. They apparently are still happily together. However, they've both gained a lot of weight. My ex was always fit, ex-military, and from the pics, he's at least 350 pounds. I am not exaggerating. His girlfriend has gained at least 50 pounds. And her hair is completely gray. I was gobsmacked. I am going to continue my life, and be happy. I still don't have social media and don't want it. I am not going to become a stalker online. They can be and do whatever they want. But boy, am I confused. The last time I spoke to my ex, via phone, he angrily called me a fat fudging C-NT. He always had to say I was fat to make me feel bad. Also, please don't think I think being thin is the focus of life. I don't. People are who they are, inside. So not only has he become morbidly obese, his new partner is on her way. They barely are recognizable. I thought I was the Antichrist for aging and gaining weight. He and his honey were a physically attractive couple when they started their relationship. Now they are not. Please tell me how to process this. Besides saying and then going back to taking care of me. Any thoughts are appreciated. Honey, being with him is what was aging you. Look at her. The poison took itself out. Now he's doing it to someone else. Count your blessings. Here is what you should realize. Your ex is a selfish, inconsiderate, insecure prick that doesn't deserve your attention or thoughts. Everything he does is about him and has nothing to do with you. It was never about you being fat or gray-haired, it was about him being an empty, shriveled-up husk of a person inside. He made you the scapegoat for his own inadequacies, and those inadequacies are numerous and deep. He couldn't hack it as a father or as a husband, and rather than admit to that, he blamed you, and I'm betting he blamed your kids too. I guarantee he is just as shitty to this new girlfriend as he was to you, no matter what show is being put up on social media. Everything people put on social media about their relationships should be considered total bullshit. Partner, 26F, of 7 years left me, 28M, at the altar and now wants me to take her back. My head is at a million places right now, so excuse my incoherency. My girlfriend, fiancé, ex-girlfriend, had been dating since she was 19 and I was 21. We've been through everything together, and basically grown up together. I've always known that when she really panics, she tends to run away from things. She used to randomly break up with me and try to dip when we were very young, but we talked it through and got better at that, and she hasn't done that for years now. Anyway, I proposed a year ago, and it was hardly a surprise. We'd been discussing marriage for years. We both knew we'd be on board to do this after she finished her MBA and got a job in my city. Everything was perfect. The past year has been very hectic in planning a wedding, since we're both from another country where grand weddings are the norm and we had to fly people out, etc. etc. About 2-3 months ago, the nerves started to hit her and she tried to talk to me about it. I will acknowledge my faults here. She did try to bring it up to me that she was nervous, and the whole ordeal of a grand wedding was stressing her out. Ideally, she would have wanted a small destination wedding with a big party afterwards, but due to both of our families requesting a big wedding and inviting all their friends, we succumbed. She was also nervous about the commitment of marriage, finances, other things. All of this we had discussed before, but I guess she just needed reassurance. However, in hindsight, I realize now that every time she brought it up to me before that she was anxious, I chalked it up to the normal cold feet people get and would just say it'll be fine and brushed it off. I was also stressed with a lot of work to do before I took my long leave, and planning and budgeting and all of it. We both make very good money, but this wedding was going out of budget, and we didn't want to take any money from our parents. All of it got pretty stressful for both of us. She seemed a little jittery the night before as well. I told her to calm down and just sleep. Mostly I was very, very excited to make her my wife, something I have been dreaming of since the day we started dating. She's the love of my life, and it was still hard to believe she was choosing to marry me. I was the happiest man alive. On the day of the wedding, she dipped. She left me a note apologizing and saying she couldn't do all of this, and just ran. I don't even know where she went. All of it unfolded so quickly and it was almost like a movie, all our family members coming into my room while I was ready to walk out onto the altar, asking me where she was, etc. etc. Pretty traumatic, and I ended up crying in front of all my family and friends. Our parents handled the guests and all of it while I just went home, heartbroken. She wasn't at home. I spent the entire day calling and texting her, and her phone was switched off. She walked in at night, at 10-11 p.m., and just kept crying and apologizing. I told her to just go sleep and I need time to think about everything that happened. Now I'm turning to Reddit because I don't know what to do anymore. She has apologized multiple times and wants me back, and says she's even ready to do the whole grand wedding again, and she regrets having run away in a momentary lapse of judgment. She knows she wants to be with me, but she just panicked and got cold feet. I can't imagine my life without her, but at the same time my trust is broken. I don't understand why she couldn't just be more of an adult and tell me properly before the wedding, although she insists she tried to. I feel disrespected and just heartbroken and embarrassed that I had to go through all of that. I don't know if I can or should forgive her. What if she does this again and runs at some other important event, like she did on the most important day of my life? Any advice or suggestions on how to proceed, if I can continue with this relationship or if I should just cut my losses and move on? Thank you for reading this far. Edit for some clarifications. Wow, okay, I did not expect to get these many responses on my post, and I have read through every single one of them. I appreciate all of you for taking out the time to read this and give me advice. There are some things I realize I should clarify or elaborate on based on the comments. Why she ran the first, don't think it was the marriage bit. Getting married was not going to change a lot about our relationship anyway. and I know she was just as excited about getting married as I was. I should mention that while both our parents wanted a grand wedding, mine were way more insistent on it than hers. Her parents would have been happy with whatever choice she was happy with, even a court marriage. Mine insisted on a bigger wedding as they believed if we had a small one it would make relatives and friends think we are poor, and she felt pressured to say yes because she wanted them to like her and she knows how much I love my mom and didn't want me to have to choose. The financial bit, she makes much more money than me and she funded at least 70–80% of the wedding expenses. She offered and was happy to do so. If she hadn't offered that, my parents would have had to step in and fund it, which she wasn't comfortable with. The financial stress of it was getting to both of us, but probably more to her than me. We've discussed finances in depth, and I have financially supported her when she was doing her MBA. And both of us are comfortable with the fact that she earns a lot more now and will contribute more to our expenses. It's all hitting me now that she ended up burning so much money on a wedding she didn't want, just to make sure my parents didn't dislike her. The history of running away, she used to break up and dip from the relationship in the initial 2–3 years of our relationship, and after working on it that time we've really managed to get over it. She hasn't suggested breaking up or wanting to run away for the past 3–4 years at least. I don't know if I'll be able to trust her because when she gets anxious she can't think about me, like she didn't in this situation and didn't consider the humiliation I had to go through, but I do trust her to not run away when we have kids or at other difficult points in life. I am not really sure, it's all hard to process right now. Thank you so much for all your advice. I will be taking a few days away from her to think about all of it and then decide on the next steps. Although yes, therapy is a starting point for both of us individually at least. Why would you ever stay with someone who always when things get difficult abandons you? There is no trust. She left you at the altar and you're on Reddit asking what to do. You say you don't trust her, so to be honest this relationship is over. She humiliated you in front of all your family and friends, and now she says she is ready for the big wedding? After she just wasted all the time and money spent on the first one? You would be a fool to just forget this and take her back. She has a history of randomly breaking up with you. She left you at the altar, she will run again. She has proven to you time and time again that when things get tough, she will leave you. Boyfriend wants to spend this holiday with a girl he met on a dating app. I have a weird family, I'll start with that. I grew up with a lot of abuse from them, but we've made weird peace as I grow older. I've been dating my boyfriend for almost a year and I sort of wanted him to go with me to my family's Thanksgiving. He's never met my family, and despite my difficult upbringing they are nice to the people I date. He told me he doesn't feel comfortable meeting my family yet given how I was raised, and I feel fine with this for now. The only thing is right before I'm about to go home he tells me he is going to have dinner with a girl, and her family, who he used to see through Bumble, but now thinks of as a friend. I've never met this person. I didn't really want to pry, or seem jealous, but it made me a bit uncomfortable. Especially when he started talking about how the girl herself has a weird family dynamic that he will have to endure. I honestly don't know how to feel about this, or whether it's worth bringing up. I had an over a decade relationship blow up because of a just friends situation gone wrong, and I'm having trouble feeling not anxious about this. Have you talked to this girl? Do you know 100% that she isn't under the impression that she has been the one dating your boyfriend this whole time? Are you sure he's your boyfriend? This is not boyfriend behavior. I would be furious, honestly, not just anxious. Wait, so he doesn't feel comfortable with your family dynamic, but will endure hers? WTF. Tell him you don't feel comfortable with him spending family holidays with someone you don't know. Especially from a dating app. And ask him what's so different that he will endure her family but not yours. Nah, this is shady. Like supremely shady. Merry early Christmas, the trash is taking itself out for you. Go ahead and let him go to her Thanksgiving and give thanks that you didn't waste more time on him. You deserve better than that. Are you sure you aren't the other woman in this relationship? If you aren't living together then it's probably easier to juggle two relationships.